All right. So I'm going to show you how to paint realistic white flesh on a latex mask. So this mask obviously has been painted with a base coat already, and the base coat consists of water, latex, and house paint in the color of your choice. And I, of course, picked this kind of a white fleshy color. And I use this paint gun to do that with, and it just sprays it out big time, and it only takes 10-15 seconds to paint this, if that, with the base coat. So then, now I'm going to show you how to get the realistic skin tones and things like that. And I wish I didn't have such a shadow on it, but I do. But hopefully you'll be able to see what's going on. So the first thing I do after the base coat is I'm going to put some veins on there, and then I'm going to layer those veins with some colors, and then after that I'm going to layer flicking paint or ink. I'm using all inks, flicking inks all over this guy, different colors of inks, and then we're going to start airbrushing the like the eye, around the eyes and the nose and the lips. So I'm just going to start in here. First thing we're going to do is going to do some veins, and I'm going to use Rowney Blue. Just a few drops into this airbrush gun I'm using, which is a great airbrush gun. I highly recommend it. And I'll tell you what it is here. It's I should remember right off the top of my head, but I can't. It's the Krios. The Krios and the .018 tip needle on there. It can do hairlines and and big sprays. It's a great gun, Krios. So it's pretty much a copy of the Iwata. I forget which model of Iwata, but so we're gonna put a few drops of this in here. Just keep it light. I'm just put 2 drops is all, and I'm gonna thin that out with 70% alcohol and a few drops of that in here. Okay. Then I'm going to mix it. I put this little rubber cap over the end of it, and that'll help mix it up. See? Now the cool thing about this brush, another cool feature that I love about it, is that it's got this dial on the back, and so I can control how far back the trigger goes. And since I'm not very good just freehanding it with control of that, especially doing veins, I like to, I'll test it out here on the back. See, there's the blue. And now I'm going to dial this way in. And so just a little bit will come out, about like that. And that way, yeah, a little bit more. Okay, sorry for the loud compressor. Here we go. Remember why? Veins are just squiggly. See those veins in the neck? I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see those. Hopefully you can see them. And I got it pretty dark right there. And that's too bad. I should not have done that, but I thought I had it dialed in where I wanted it, and I didn't. But it should get covered up pretty good. Boy, I wish I could see this better. Oh well, hopefully you can see it. I'll show it to you here in a little bit. You see those veins in there? It looks really cool. And as you layer it, it really makes it look so much more realistic. Okay. There you go. See those veins? And now I'm going to add another color to this. And what it's going to be is, get this cleaned out real quick. I just spray it out with a water bottle. I'll just wipe it out inside that cup. So now I'm going to add Purple Lake. I'm going to do about 4 drops of this. 4 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now Antelope Brown, which is right here. 1 drop of Antelope Brown. Now we're going to go right over the top of these veins with this color. Add your alcohol, thin it out, mix it up. Pour some test paint right there. Looks good. Okay, now I'm going to dial it in again on my gun. I can do that. This is really handy for people like me. Need that assistance. Okay, now we're going to go right over the veins. You can see there, the light for it. It really makes it start looking realistic. Okay, let's grab me nuts. I'm gonna have to put this over here, and I'm left-handed, so my arm's gonna be blocking it, but hopefully you can see it better. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I think that's a little bit better. So watch this. I want to keep it pretty light. For this guy, I mean, depending on your character, you know, this is just an old man. Not really anything creature-like. So, just trying to make it look, I want like a real-life human on this one. But don't worry, all this is really pronounced right this moment. But it will be not so much when we start layering it with inks. I got a really bright blue right there, you can see that. So hopefully we'll make it look real. Okay. Okay, cool. Now we're gonna do some white. Actually, I shouldn't just dump that out. I'm gonna go around his eyes real quick. Doing that same color I was just doing, but I'm gonna have to do it again a little bit later. I'm just kind of going over his features here. His eyes, his nose, his lips, all that stuff. Okay. And now it's empty. Okay. So now we'll add some white, very thin layer of white right over those veins again. And that's really going to make them look like a layer of skin is on top of them here. Shake this up. I put about 4 drops in there. Not a whole lot, and then thin it with the alcohol and mix it up. Do test spray, looking good. And now dial this thing in again. Now this might be kind of hard to tell in the video, but I'll zoom in here in a second and you can see. So there's before the white, here's the after. Very light on the white. Here's after the white. See? Kind of helps mute it and make it look like there's kind of a layer of shine as the skin protrudes out the vein. Even though the skin's not protruding. Kind of a cool effect. This is going to go through layers, and you got to keep going, doing these things to the very end, because it's going to go like, you're going to be working on it, and like halfway through, you're like, it's looking like crap. It doesn't look real, anything like that. But then keep going, doing what you're supposed to do to it. And then it will all of a sudden start to become realistic. And you're like, man. Just follow these steps. And it should work. There we go. Cool, there's our veiny old man. Now, we're going to get rid of this white and clean up my air gun. Some water, and then we're gonna get some gloves on. You don't have to wear gloves if you don't want, but I like to wear gloves because you're gonna get alcohol all over your fingers. And ink. And you're gonna need a toothbrush or a chip brush is what I use, a trimmed off chip brush. And it works really good. I'll show you here what I got. Okay, so I use this guy, chip brush. I took a pair of scissors, cut it off, so you have just these little bristles, okay? And get a glove here. Gloves. And we're gonna start with, think of layers of skin, okay? So if we cut down through your layers of skin, we're gonna get to shiny red, I mean bright red skin. So we're gonna start with magenta ink right here. And I'm gonna put it in a little cup. And we're gonna start off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drops. I want it to be, since this is an older guy, he's gonna have more spots, okay? More broken up skin instead of smoother skin, you know, because age. And so then we're gonna add some alcohol. And then we're gonna stir this up. And I kind of brush the side to see what it's going to look like. It's going to be translucent, which is what you want. You want this layer of skin. I think I need a little bit more alcohol. Because I don't want it just red dots. You know, I want it to be tinted red dots. Not too tinted and not too clear. I want it to be just right. So, then we're going to do a test flick in the back of his head. Just take this brush and go. You can see all those dots. See that red? Just flicked onto it. Now it's going to look really pronounced right at the moment, and it will fade because the alcohol will kind of make it disappear a little bit. So it's not as bright, but it's still going to be there. You can still see it. That's what you want. You want to do some layers here. And this is going to look weird. It's like doesn't look real, okay? And it's just this bright color. And I just layer this stuff on. Don't be shy. But you don't want big splatter marks, even though you might get a few of those. But it's okay. It's gonna be just kind of as even as possible as you can get around this thing. Because we're gonna do 2 more layers of different things on this splatter stuff. So and just really want it to be, look at all that I just got on there. I want to cover up all those veins really well, and I'll just the whole mask, okay? This is going to make it look really bright red. But see, just remember, that's what your skin kind of looks like as we go through a few layers of it. Bright red. Just wait for the end. Wait for the end. It will all come together. I hope. See that big splatter I got right there? But that's okay. It's okay. Just keep it moving. Keep it going. And you can, if you got like, see like these big old red spot on his nose, which is fine, but I mean, you can always dab it if you want, you know. Make sure to get under his chin. It's a place that gets missed, that I often miss and I forget about. And I have to go back and fix it. Okay, there's our first layer. There's a fly on your head, bam! Now, as you can see, I'm out of ink, so we're gonna add some more of the magenta. Shake it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A few drops in there, 7, 8. Then we're gonna add some, I don't know how to say this, sepia, is that how you say it? Sepia, FW Inks Sepia. And I'm just gonna add like 1, 2 drops to start with here. Add the alcohol. So now it should be this kind of dark, dark red color, see, like that. If I can get in the camera, see? And stir it up. And then start flicking this stuff on there. Now we're getting a little bit darker. Now, this is just how I do it. There's probably, who knows how many different ways there's to do it, but this seems to work really well. I'm really satisfied with the results. It looks like real skin when you're done. And it looks like broken up skin. Look at that. It's starting to come to life. And this is just, it's not hard. I mean, you're just flicking droplets on here. And it makes it look like real skin. Just do the right colors. Under the chin, don't forget that. See, this is like really boring video, but you know, if you're someone who is interested in making masks, it's super fun. I highly recommend it. It's very enjoyable. Usually I got my music going on out here, and just, it's a great way to just have fun creating. Okay. See, he's already starting to come to life here, looking good. This table doesn't move very well. Okay, that looks good, right? Okay, that's right there. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit closer so you can see those layers. See that? Some veins. Now, we're going to go with just plain sepia, this brown color. Don't add any red. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, I did about 5 drops. Mix some alcohol in there. Now this is going to give it some darker skin. Warm up that red a bit. So you can see I got it in here. Stirring it up. Do a test flick to make sure it's just right. That looks pretty good, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just break up the skin even more, another layer, okay? This will be the last layer that I do of flicking. So yeah, this Halloween, so this mask can be used obviously anytime because it's an old man mask and it's fun. You can trick people. I had this guy sitting out on my porch because I have a fake, a dummy body that I sit out there, and I have this as its head. And nearly every person that drives by our house waves at this guy sitting on the porch. And it is hilarious. And he just sits there staring, you know, and everybody's wondering why he's not waving back. Because I can't stand it when you wave at someone, you know, being friendly in the neighborhood and in your community, and they just stare at you. And, like, come on, you just, you know, experienced a North American greeting. So this is what this guy kind of does. I would be frustrated too if I drove by a house, you know, and I'm like looking at the guy and we're thinking we're making eye contact and I wave right at him and he just stares at me. It's pretty funny though. Gotta say. It's also a good deterrent if you like go on vacation and nobody's home for a few days. You could just set this guy on your porch and nobody's gonna bother you because they think someone's home. Now what I'll do with the airbrush, after I get done with these spots here, is it's gonna kind of blend everything together. Even though you're gonna, you know, obviously have some spots and stuff like that, it's going to really okay, there you go. Some broken up skin, looks good. Take these gloves off so my hands aren't sweating like crazy. And now, take this airbrush and I'm gonna do that one color that we did, 4 drops of purple, 1 drop of antelope brown, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alcohol. Mix it. Okay, test drive it. Perfect. Sure. So this one shooting out purple. Okay. So we're gonna darken up these eyes a little bit, just around it. Get this color, get his rosy cheeks in there, a little nose. Big nose. And going in these wrinkles, just to pronounce those a little bit. His lips. layers. It doesn't have a bloody lip. Before. Remember, to make realistic skin tone, it's all about the layers. Because you look at your hand, I mean, it's all these different colors. You know, and it's not just one solid flat color. There's a fly in here. It's driving me insane. Driving me crazy. Okay, and now we're going to, I'm going to do a coat on this thing it's called flesh. I'll show it to you here in just a second. Clean out my air gun. So, flesh tint from FW Inks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mist this over the whole thing. And that kind of warms it up. Well, not warms it up. It kind of blends it again. Blends it better together. Better together. A few drops in the air gun. And I'm going to put quite a bit of alcohol in this one because I want it to be pretty thinned out. Mix it up. It's kind of got this orange tint to it. But it'll help lighten things up a bit, I think. These are pretty dark. Just kind of going over the whole thing with this. Yeah, I can see that already helping quite a bit. Make it look more real. Yeah, it's looking good. He's got some serious veins over there on the side of his head, but it's okay. These veins look better on this side. One vein right there, look at that, up his neck. I might try to cover that up a bit with at least try to hide it a little bit more. See, I didn't have my gun set right, and I okay. It's cool. Looks good. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of the purple again with the antelope brown, just because I think I got a little bit too much of that flesh tint. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the lips. I want those lips to be a little bit more, have a little bit more color to them than what they do. I mean, it looks good, but I think it could look a little bit better with this. Thin it out, quite a bit of alcohol in there. Better. Same to his nose, eyes. There we go. Just get a little bit more. Gosh, this is fun. More rosy colors in his cheeks there. Here we go. I like that. Looking good. Okay. And now, this part really does a lot, in my opinion. This is, I'm going to add some 5 o'clock shadow. And to do this, really easy. Just gonna take black ink and just like 2 drops. 1, 2. Add quite a bit of alcohol because I want this thin. Mix mix it up. Okay, and now, very lightly, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'm going to try to show you. See that 5 o'clock shadow going in there? That adds so much. Not even funny. Hopefully it shows up in the video, because it adds a ton. It's just super light, but it adds a lot. Look at that. Okay, now we're gonna do his eyebrows. This guy's got big bushy eyebrows. Like most old men. This is just the black still. And I'm kind of just doing it kind of light, not super dark black. You know, it's not, even though it kind of looks dark black, it's not. I could make it a lot darker. But I don't need to in this. It's one of my favorite masks because I've worn this on Halloween, passing out donuts to some of my clients, and it passes off as a real old man. I mean, they think it's a real old man that's walking into their store, and that means I'm doing it right. If it can trick people, that's good. People don't know right off the bat that it's pretend, you know? Big old bushy eyebrows. So that's it. He is done, completed mask. And now I will take him off and put him on for you, and you can see what he looks like on me. Let me clean my air gun out real quick before this ink starts drying up in it. Okie dokie. the old man.